Now this is a very good state for me to be in, right? And what is that state? It is being able to get in the car with a freaking tired ass chest, sweaty, semi out of breath, and I get to say, I did it. Made that shit happen. Went at least close to as hard as I could have gone on those sets. It gets a little ambiguous, right? Because it's a little tricky. Because let's say I was just a little bit extra hyped for those sets of chest press and those sets of dumbbells. Just how many more reps could I have done? You know, that's the kind of reflection I want to look at my training and actually put a little bit of thought into it and think, okay, did I really go as hard as I could? Right? Was there anything else I could have done? Should I maybe have sped up, slowed down a little? You know, I'm not saying I'm looking back at that workout like, oh my God, I should have done it like this. I'm not saying like that, right? But, you know, if you got a crazy heavy set of something or other, or just, you know, a light squeezing, burning set of something, and it's a real working set that you want to take to failure, it's not like it's so easy to train to complete failure that you can completely just do it on demand. You know, it's not that simple of a thing to do, because you really have to get into a certain state, and the harder you go, the more consistently, the easier it is to do. You know, I mean, if you took a beginner and put him under a chest press with a manageable weight, let's say he could easily do 10 reps, you know, it'd be kind of hard to get into 15, and 20 is his actual, like, physical limit. Like, let's say studies were done for a guy his size with his strength level and, you know, exposure, or, you know, let's say you got it to a point where you could analyze his muscle fibers and really calculate just how much, like, potential work he could do. Let's say 20 is the real limit, right? If you took a random guy off the street where 20 was his real limit and he's never trained before, when do you think he's going to stop? You know, when do you think he's going to say, I can't do anymore? At 20? Probably not. Maybe even 10. You know, I've seen guys where they wanted to stop a set, and then luckily they've got some boys next to him who are like yelling at him like, keep going, don't rack that shit. And then the guy does another 10 reps of pendulum squats. So it's like, you were about to rack it with 10 reps in reserve? Now as a beginner, that's not a bad thing, because you're still working up to it, right? I wouldn't expect, I mean, even when I look back at myself as a beginner, you know, I wasn't taking every set to like complete perfect failure. Frankly, I was doing a lot of like just kind of fluff junk volume, I think. Not total junk. I mean, even I was definitely pushing myself pretty hard, but I could have definitely optimized my earlier workouts for sure. But what are you gonna do? It's freaking years ago. But you know, over time, as years progress, like anything, you know, if you come to the gym, essentially the practice that you're engaging in is physically pushing yourself. That's the activity that we're all coming to the gym to do. So would it not make sense that the longer you do it, the better you should get at it, right? Like if someone's been lifting for 5 years versus someone who's been lifting for 2 years, if you could somehow, like, you know, put a damn neural scanner on their head with the little like sticky pads and stuff and get a reading of their like physical exertion levels and just how hard they're pushing themselves, the guy who's been lifting for a while should be pushing himself harder than the guy who's just kind of a beginner, you know, because he's gotten better at it.